Two powerhouse vocalists from the Philippines, one legendary stage. When Kristel Herrera confronted the Golden Buzzer titan Matty Juniosa with her spell-grinding cover of Die on This Hill in the BGT 2026 semifinals, it wasn't just a performance, it was an ultimate vocal showdown that shook Britain to its very core. The massive wave of vocal diaspora, an inevitable clash of two titans. The grand stage of Britain's Got Talent 2026 became the silent witness to an unwritten, electrifying rivalry that shook the global entertainment landscape, bringing together two of the greatest vocal magnets from the Philippines in a monumental clash of artistry. On one side stood the phenomenal Matty Juniosa, a raw force of nature who dominated the stage with an undeniable theatrical charisma that effortlessly captured the hearts of millions. On the other side emerged Kristel Herrera, a seasoned theater actress from Halifax who brought the raw, emotional tempest of Sampaloc straight into the beating heart of the live shows in the United Kingdom. This was not merely a standard competition to win the affection of the viewing public. This was a high-stakes battle of artistic pride that deeply divided global audiences into two intensely passionate factions. Their simultaneous presence on the same stage ignited fierce debates over who truly deserved the title of the ultimate Southeast Asian diva in Europe. Every single note they performed became a deadly artistic weapon, transforming the once cold audition hall into a burning coliseum of raw vocal power that deeply stirred the emotions of everyone watching. The history-making pioneer, Matty Juniosa's groundbreaking audition. Matty Juniosa initially planted his flag at the absolute zenith of this global competition through a mind-blowing shockwave that defied human explanation, forcing the legendary Simon Cowell to slam the highly coveted Golden Buzzer. Through his majestic interpretation of the timeless masterpiece Purple Rain by the late legendary artist Prince, Matty did not merely sing, he performed a theatrical ritual that set the entire studio ablaze with a boundless, overflowing torrent of magical energy. He carried the profound weight of a long artistic history as an esteemed alumnus of Idol Philippines 2019, turning the painful scars of past competitive losses into an incredibly solid shield of gold before the international judging panel. As the glittering golden confetti rained down upon his trembling frame during his legendary audition, Matty established an extraordinarily high vocal standard that felt almost impossible for any other contestant to replicate this season. This instant commercial and critical success sent a massive shockwave across the globe, casting a colossal shadow that dared any aspiring singer to stand beside him under the bright lights of Britain's Got Talent. The magical transformation, Kristel Herrera's breathtaking debut. When Kristel Herrera's name was first called on to the legendary audition stage, not a single soul in the crowded auditorium could have predicted that behind her seemingly fragile, trembling frame lay a vocal force of nature. Consumed by an overwhelming sense of stage fright, Christelle began laughing uncontrollably due to extreme nervousness, which initially led the skeptical judges to doubt her mental readiness to withstand the immense pressure of such a global platform. However, the very second the iconic intro of Whitney Houston's masterpiece Run to You began to reverberate, a deeply dramatic performative miracle occurred. The timid woman who looked so delicate moments prior was instantly reborn into a majestic diva, commanding every corner of the room with a vocal range that left the audience speechless. She soared flawlessly through the most demanding vocal intervals with absolute surgical precision, prompting Amanda Holden to scream in pure delight at her jaw-dropping transformation. The thundering standing ovation from thousands of stunned onlookers served as undeniable proof that Kristel Herrera was a formidable threat to Matty Juniosa's throne. Clashing aesthetics of art, the bitter battle of distinct musical philosophies. The rising rivalry between Kristel Herrera and Matty Juniosa on Britain's Got Talent 2026 was never just a typical singing contest. It was a profound, highly dramatic clash of two polar opposite artistic philosophies. Matty beautifully personified the explosive, flamboyant majesty of modern musical theater, radiating a vibrant spectrum of theatrical expressions and an immense stage charisma that completely swept the audience away from his very first second on stage. Conversely, Christelle stood unyielding at the exact opposite pole, representing an introspective, intimate, and raw vocal honesty that possessed a quiet, emotional power capable of completely shattering the hearts of her listeners. This fundamental difference created an intensely thrilling competitive dynamic among global fans, sparking heated online arguments over whether flamboyant theatricality or pure, unfiltered vocal sincerity reigned supreme. Every single time either artist stepped onto the stage, the public immediately cross-examined their technical vocal execution and emotional depth, creating a legendary narrative that will forever be remembered in British television. The high-stakes semi-final gamble, a bold decision to deconstruct a viral sensation. Stepping onto the stage of the highly anticipated live semi-final 4, Kristel Herrera made a tactical decision that carried immense risk, causing many seasoned industry observers to hold their breath in sheer anxiety. Rather than playing it completely safe with a traditional mid-20th century diva anthem within her established comfort zone, she boldly chose to deconstruct a contemporary viral pop soul masterpiece, Die on This Hill by Sienna Spiro. This decision was widely regarded as extremely daring, as the song demands an exceptionally mature level of emotional control and a highly specialized microphone technique, vastly different from the standard power vocal formulas typical of major television talent competitions. Christelle knew with absolute certainty that to dismantle the towering shadow of Matty Juniosa's coveted golden buzzer, she could not afford a mediocre or predictable performance. She had to put her entire artistic reputation on the line during this live broadcast, aiming to deliver a performance that would not only captivate the ears of the viewers, but permanently haunt the souls of everyone watching that night. Deconstructing Stubborn Love, the emotional tempest behind Die on This Hill. Sienna Spiro's masterpiece, Die on This Hill, is far more than just a beautifully written chart-topping single. It is a complex emotional labyrinth exploring the painful dynamics of stubborn love and toxic attachment. Co-written by Spiro alongside global hitmakers like Omer Fedi and Blake Slatkin, the track features a hauntingly beautiful piano progression inspired by the iconic transition of Queen's legendary Bohemian Rhapsody. Through this poignant song, Kristel Herrera poured out the accumulated tears, isolation, and artistic resilience she forged during her years as an immigrant theater performer in the UK. Her distinct vocal texture, which carried an aching sense of personal suffering, melded flawlessly with the lyrical narrative of a soul terrified of merely being a temporary visitor in another person's life. She delivered each lyric with a raw, controlled rage, turning the sparkling, commercial stage of a reality TV show into a heartbreaking tragedy that left the live studio audience on the verge of tears. Audacity of unmasked simplicity, pure artistry shattering television norms. While her competitors in the highly competitive semi-final 4 scrambled to employ extravagant visual effects, roaring pyrotechnics, and dramatic CO2 bursts to cover up their vocal flaws, Kristel Herrera chose a silent yet lethal path. She stood directly in the center of the glittering stage, accompanied by absolutely nothing but a single solitary microphone, letting her pure vocal tone serve as her only weapon to conquer the entire room. This radically minimalist approach was a daring statement of artistic integrity, demonstrating a profound level of self-assurance that her raw gift required no technological filters to shine. This bold, uncompromising choice immediately earned her high praise from a judge who likened her performance to a diamond sparkling brightly in the darkness without any artificial enhancement. Through this breathtakingly quiet yet immensely powerful arrangement, Christelle forged an incredibly intimate connection with millions of viewers at home, presenting a masterclass in pure vocal art that has become exceedingly rare in modern media. The judging panel divide: high praise versus Simon Cowell's constructive critique. Christelle's spellbinding performance instantly fractured the opinions of the judging panel into a dramatic, highly tense technical debate. Alicia Dixon, with her eyes shining with pure admiration, enthusiastically declared that Christelle's vocal quality was so extraordinary that she could literally sing the phone book and still make it sound like a global masterpiece. Another judge marveled at her spectacular range and jokingly confessed to being incredibly envious of her neighbors who got to hear her beautiful voice practicing every single day. However,
The celebratory atmosphere in the studio turned chilling when Simon Cowell delivered a cold, constructive critique. Cowell observed that the beginning of her performance felt slightly hesitant and criticized the backing track for being somewhat mushy.
While he emphasized that this technical issue was not Christelle's fault and praised her triumphant high notes, this critique ultimately dealt a severe psychological blow to her chances of winning the public vote. Tragically cut short, an honorable exit that cemented Her Majesty. When the results of the tense public vote were finally announced at the end of that emotionally exhausting night, a devastating tragedy befell millions of Christelle's devoted fans. The magnificent diva's journey was cut short as she finished in a heartbreaking 4th place in semi-final 4, failing to secure a spot in the top 2, which were claimed by magician Rafferty Coop and emotional poet Sonny Green. This elimination felt deeply painful to many, as the vocal masterclass Christelle had delivered was widely considered technically superior to almost every other act that evening. However, this devastating loss gave rise to a powerful narrative of artistic heroism. She did not leave the competition as a defeated contestant, but as a martyr of pure music who exited with her head held high. Her untimely departure sparked an immediate wave of fierce backlash from a global online community who passionately argued that a vocal talent of her caliber was unfairly sacrificed for the sake of television ratings and sensationalist, fast-paced entertainment. The unfading legacy of Pinay Power, an indelible mark on global history.
Though Kristel Herrera's path on Britain's Got Talent 2026 ended in the tears of a premature elimination, she successfully etched her name alongside Matty Juniosa in the pantheon of modern vocal legends. Together, these two powerhouses proved the boundless strength of the Filipino diaspora, which continues to dominate the grandest stages of the Western entertainment world. Christelle's legendary performance of Die on This Hill will forever be remembered as one of the most honest, dramatic, and emotionally resonant vocal acts ever broadcast on live British television. Her childhood dream, which began in the wildcard round of Little Big Star back in 2005 in Manila, has fully blossomed into an extraordinary inspiration for millions of aspiring artists globally. Kristel Herrera has proven once and for all that true victory is never measured by a physical trophy, but by how deeply your voice can pierce the human soul and leave an everlasting, beautiful echo in the hearts of those who listened.